What is up, people? Today we are going to be looking at generic retards on Facebook. So let's read what these faggots had to say about their own defense of this fucking retarded ass argument. What do we have here? Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Intersex. Oh, you mean a mental illness? Because as far as I'm concerned, intersex is a complete myth. You're only really either a male or female. You're not non-binary, nor are you a fucking microwave. Intersex, the fuck? So, basically, intersex is being a deformed human being, or one that chooses not to identify their own genitalia as either a penis or a vagina, despite the simple details being shown there and identified by, professional medical doctors that do this kind of shit. And, they're also being paid to deal with those people and their crap. They're really depending on the case. I got the information wrong. My apologies, that's why I'm asking questions, so I can understand you better. I never assumed you were racist or transphobic. You really just seem more annoying than inconvenience and than anything else, which is understandable. Wow! Yeah, this is pretty typical to see from a user who's so passive-aggressive. Well, unironically, when it comes to topics like these, it wouldn't be surprising to see these kinds of people talking about this kind of stupid shit on the internet. Like, oh, you're so ignorant, which is really understandable because you don't get my special gender. Yeah, I guess it's just like autism. Like, I don't get it because I don't have it. So you're a fucking idiot. My intent was to make sure that you weren't hurting someone close to you unwittingly. Well, the thing is that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So if words actually hurt you over simple meanings and what people say, and classify you for what you actually are, and dependent upon the information that's actually provided, you're a fucking idiot. Which seems to not be the case, so that's fine. You were still saying offensive things and you don't seem to realize how offensive it is. Because it's not offensive, and you choose to be offended by it. Just as much as this retard over here up in the comments is saying that, oh, you only make the decisions to hear what news about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, people are always making the decisions to always hear something bad from a terrorist group like BLM. How fucking logical. And you don't seem to... Because it's not offensive, and you're only being offended by it because you're being a special snowflake who's feeling entitled to everything, and that everyone shall praise and defend you because you're a special person. You have such a moral high standard that you're gonna make all these complaints and arguments against people that don't understand nor get your stupid bullshit. That doesn't mean you can't speak the way, but if you're going to hurt people, it should be... at least conscious choice. My god. This is gonna be another one of those unconscious bias bullshit, isn't it? Conscious choice. How am I hurting people by simply saying things over the internet? I mean, the only thing you're hurting is what people actually are. You're turning into something much worse, and they're gonna be a lot more confused as they grow older and go through the years. They're gonna be stuck under this teenage phase because of you idiots. I'm not really sure I understand the analogies to Nazis and ISIS. Well, here's what I meant about that. Nazis, yes, they were bad, but to the people who were actually supporting them in comparison to the populations were generally smaller than compared to their own innocent civilians, and ISIS also has the same meaning, but what you're trying to say here is because, like, oh, it's a minority, it doesn't matter. So I guess with Nazis, because the group was so actually small then compared to their own innocent people and civilians, just like how ISIS is also trying to, kidnap and recruit Like, I guess, like, my fucking god, my head. Well, here's the thing with Nazis and ISIS. Nazis would simply like to kill people who are simply Jewish and against those who don't really follow their beliefs. Like they believed that white is absolutely pure, which really isn't. And as for ISIS, they believe in killing people who don't believe in their religion. It's really starting to go into the same manner that you morons are saying, like, oh, if you don't do this, and if you have a differing opinion, you're clearly a sexist, racist, homophobe, Islamophobe, sexist. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like saying, like, oh, because I prefer the Logitech mouse brand, that automatically means I'm a Trump supporter. No. You're a fucking idiot. If anyone is behaving poorly, they shall be dealt with accordingly. Yeah, and so far, that's barely happening. And the only case of people who are being treated unfairly are the ones who are actually victims in this case. But you're gonna go ahead and choose not to believe that because you're the victims here, right? There are bad transgendered people, like yourself, but and a lot of other people who ruined the definition of what it used to be before, but you're not going to look into that. You're going to call yourself innocent and not a part of this at all, honestly. That's what you people are always doing. Playing victim over anything. Let's see. Deserve to be... There are bad, negative light. But there are also many who don't ask for anything more than respect for their choices. No one's opposing their choices and decisions of what they want to do. What you're fucking doing here is you're saying we shall go ahead and pursue people who choose or somehow forget to say the right pronoun, even if they care or not. You're saying that we should persecute those who choose not to remember something that's pretty fucking pointless, especially in general human biology, as it's been down in fucking decades. Well, hundreds and years, rather. It's always been a male and female. Even for the fucking animals. But you're gonna go ahead and say that, oh, I'm a gender shifter. I can instantly turn to a female and a male and vice versa in mere seconds. It's fucking ridiculous. That's not real. You really want to prove it to me? Fucking show proof, but you're not gonna show that, are you? You're just gonna be stuck in La La Land, fucking thinking that you're really this thing, this it, so to fucking say. Respect for their choices. What kind of respect are they asking for if they're gonna go ahead and antagonize people that don't exactly support them nor defend them? Like, even including the ones who are neutral about it, such as the ones who don't want to be a part of this kind of goddamn stupid bullshit. I haven't heard about anyone being arrested over such things. New fucking York. The law. Oh, right. I almost forgot. You people choose not to do your research and choose to believe what you think instead of actually looking up the information. You're stuck in your own fucking disbelief. But I agree that sounds rather extreme and would like notes to context, and the context being forced to do something against their will. Oh my fucking god. It's been reported. It's been there. People have talked about it. But you're really gonna go ahead and say that you haven't... Alright. I keep forgetting. I'm talking to fucking... the unique gender social justice warrior political correct people here. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like talking to rocks or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's the quintessential nature of being trans. Most everything relates to genders because I expect to be followed when you fail to do so. What the fuck are you talking about? You're telling me that the other people who choose not to support it, nor like defend it, are also the ones who's making the whole thing a negative reaction. Is that so? Is that fucking so? Because as far as I'm concerned, these special people are the ones who's slowly gaining and gaining more power as time goes on by. Persecuting those who don't defend nor support their shitty idealism, thinking that they are this special gender, they're like these godly beings, like they're not mortal people who's just the same as everyone else. When you feel, even the simple task of trying on clothes becomes awkward and confusing for people in the situation of having a person requiring no one's clothes. Yeah, it's called what? Being a fucking faggot or a tomboy? How does it become awkward when you have sizes for clothes that you can buy? If you intentionally choose to wear tighter clothes, that's your own problem. Not anyone else's, nor is the systems or the government's. Your problem. You made the decision, a stupid decision, to buy something tight, and then when it doesn't fit, it's all because of the white man's fault. Or someone else's. Because it didn't work. Fucking people complain about problems there's already solutions to. Just like that Indonesian meme. Like, people are complaining it's so spammy when they can simply click on the arrow on Facebook and hide it from their timeline. You have the solution. Fucking use it and stop complaining. But still being required to use the male changing area because they're yet to remove their penis. Well, yeah, if you're biologically male. You're fucking male. There's no changing that. You can transition into a female down the line, the same way for a female who wants to be a man, but biologically, if you're born as a male or a female, that is your gender, down in your own fucking genes, not what you think you are. No, like, I didn't make the decisions to be a guy either, but I'm a fucking dude. Alright? I wasn't met up with the character selection screen when I was still a fetus. It doesn't work that way. It's like people think that white people choose to be white because it has privilege, and black people are forced to be chosen black because they don't want many white privileged people. The fuck am I living in? What time am I living in? It's like 1784, you guys. Most situations involving transgender individuals requires compromise from both sides. Well, no fucking shit. You're gonna choose to deny what you actually are and spend over thousands of money just to change your genitals. Fucking terrific. You're really doing a taxpayers a favor by that shit. But since only one side really benefits, it's difficult to make those compromises. What the fuck are you talking about? I understand if you don't want to support a group of people that doesn't seem relevant to your life, but I want to empower you to be able to help them in time. Ever comes, that's what you want to do. I have transgender friends. I have friends that changed from being male to female and female to male. What I say barely matters shit to them. And you know what those people are? Those are the OG trans people. The kind that aren't easily offended over stupid shit on the internet, such as a form of fucking text. They're not the kind of people who think cyberbullying is a real thing and should be taken seriously. Because it's not a fucking issue. I wasn't talking to, maybe you're not even talking to me. Oh, it's this Ivan guy. Assuming you want to classify gender dysphoria as a mental illness, which it is, because people keep thinking that, oh, I know I'm a male, but I'm actually female. Like, you know, like, because I just so happen to have the curve and shape of it, I'm a female, but for some reason, I have a penis. You know what those people are also called? Those are called femboys. Fucking. Well, yeah, the logical treatment will be transition if you want to be that fucking gender that you want to be. But not, or would you or just rather support that no form of this people receive support or treatment? I mean, you're not exactly disabled if you're forcing yourself to be disabled by overthinking things and thinking what you are when you actually aren't in reality. Again, born male, you're a male. Born female, you're a female. If you want to change those genders, like if you want to switch the opposite gender, you should be aware of the process that it takes to transition and go through that process, such as, spending a shitload of money to go through treatment and through the process of transforming into this other gender that you prefer to be. You can do that, but you should really just be aware of the risks that you'd be taking. Not just saying, "Oh, I'm a female, but I want to be a dude, so the taxpayers should pay for my transition because I'm a minority. I'm important. I'm poor. I'm struggling." Those other people who are also struggling, no, they don't matter because I'm special. Would we confirm additional taxes, telephone, public health for such a thing? I'm not gonna fucking spend my money for some idiot that wants to change to another gender. That should be coming out of their own pocket and not mine, nor anyone else's, unless those people want to support that person into transitioning into that specific gender. Again, it's male or female. You can't have both. The monetary cost of treatment ends up being beyond what knows. No fucking shit. That's what I just said earlier. You don't really seem to understand the nature and effects of gender dysphoria. Strictly speaking, it means that one is distressed by their birth sex. Oh, you mean triggered. I believe you mean triggered and offended by what you are. As soon as you discovered Tumblr and CNN on the internet. But maybe also a bit of BuzzFeed and TV News and the Huffington Post. Because that's usually not the case, especially when I was young. I haven't really heard cases, or have seen cases, of someone who was somehow distressed by what they were born as. Fucking what? Strictly speaking, it means sometimes the point of extreme depression and anxiety. Oh, that actually sounds like a teenage phase, unironically. But now it's starting to linger on to become this adult kind of thing where it's like, oh, I'm stuck in this. Can you please help me? However, transitioning is a scary process that involves lifelong medication that's taxing on one's body and potentially expensive and invasive surgery or dangerous. No fucking shit. You can't help what you were born as or what you've become. It really can't. Unless you're gonna be willing to waste that much money into doing so. It can't be helped. For this reason, some opt to androgyny as they need to escape their birth sex but do not wish to inflict the necessary fully transition. So, basically the same people who are also saying that I'm a male, but I want you to call me a female even though I have male genitals. Yeah, I don't exactly support that. We have enough traps as it is, especially in Japan. So, no. I don't support it. I'm gonna call you for what you were actually born as. And what I'm more comfortable with personally. Because I'm not gonna call you a fucking male 1 second and then suddenly call you female the next second because you choose to. But not because of what you actually are by your genes. because you're trying to be this special person that deserves all the attention in the world, that people should feel pity for you because you're the snowflake, and everyone should praise you and defend you for what you are and what you believe you are, despite reality saying otherwise. I'm not sure what you meant by the last part, but you seem to recognize that transgenders are negatively impacted by their perceived gender discrepancies and yet would rather they stagnate in that suffering. What, you mean like choosing to suffer? I mean, most of the time they're choosing to, especially with the cases showing up recently. Fucking hilarious. These are the same people who say Trump is anti-LGBTQ, even though he said on his speech that he will support and defend LGBTQ people, but people choose not to believe it, or they intentionally ignore the information and try to pass it off as something that isn't real. They want to believe what they think. It's fucking ridiculous. Never has the truth been so harsh on these people, and they still choose to be in denial and disbelief of the actual reality of it. There are people who want to help these kinds of people, but those same people who are also requesting for help are also denying others help. They want to make this issue, the non-existent issue, as long as they can, so they can feel the most pity or benefit the most out of it. Mostly money, That's what it fucking is. What are your thoughts on someone with gender dysphoria is meant to do to resolve the issue? Well, I don't fucking know. It's their problem, not mine. There's the internet for one, but internet as in doing the form of research, not as in like, oh, I should listen to what these social justice warriors and political correctness people said over in Tumblr or the Huffington Post and BuzzFeed and by MTV News, because everything they say is true. They're the ones who's actually somehow rebelling against the government, which really isn't. Anyway, that was the last comment I've read on Facebook, and really, I can't be fucking stressed to keep typing messages for these retards, cause at this point, I'm probably gonna get what was that finger case, arthritis or something, whatever. So I'm probably gonna do a lot more of these and a lot less of typing, because I'm tired of saying it over and over, especially in the form of text, when I told it right then and there, and then they choose to ignore the fact. Simple, really. These people are in denial. And there's really nothing going to be a changing diet anytime soon, really. Just hope for the best and these people actually get out of their fucking phase for once. See life for what it really is, not what they think it is.